It's 12:01. We are going to get started. We respect everybody's time showing up on time. Look, we have a great call for you today. We're going to keep everybody nice and muted out, so we've got a great recording. As you know, here we call ourselves Grow Global because we're trying to help you grow your real estate business, not just where you're at, but also grow it globally. And what we are is a large group of agents from all across the country, all with different experience levels, different areas. And what we're bringing together is a mastermind. We pick one topic usually, and then we have that topic and we talk about something to help you grow your business and to improve your life where you can make more money, have more free time, and have the best quality of life you can have. We do have some tools that we use outside of this live mastermind we do every Monday at noon Eastern Standard Time. We have a website. In fact, I'm going to share it with you here. We have a website that details the topics we're going to be covering. For example, today on our mastermind, we're going to be talking about marketing off-market real estate. We're going to be harnessing platforms and collaborations so you can earn more. And we've got two special guests that are going to be talking about that. Yes, we do record these. They're recorded and we post them to our YouTube channel. You can sign up and subscribe there. We have over 45 videos already. We've been doing this for almost a year now. And of course, we have a Facebook page. All of it is free for you to join. So you can absolutely sign up for those things and you'll keep track of it. The great thing about coming live is you're going to get a chance to ask these experts questions today. So this is a participation. If you'd like to just throw your question in the chat and they'll get to it and they'll cover it. And what we're going to be talking about today is off-market listings, right? We all know there's an inventory shortage all across the country. How can you find those off-market listings and get an advantage maybe in the marketplace over other agents that are on there? And I've got two experts that we're bringing on. We're bringing on Nolan. He is the head of U.S. sales. He's Nolan Walker. He's going to be talking to you. And Jessie Gilbert, she's the actual market manager. And they're going to be talking today, and they're going to be screen sharing with you some things where you can find off-market listings. And with that, I want to get out of the way and let Nolan and Jessie take it from there. Guys, thank you for coming and helping us with this. Take it away.
Appreciate the introduction, Jim. It's great to meet everybody and love this idea of everybody getting better together. So Jessie and I are really honored and excited to be chatting about our platform here, Zenlist. Now, there may be some people who are already using Zenlist, some familiar with the offering, but we want to keep this high level and interactive. It's a Monday morning on what's going to be a crazy eclipse day. So as you have questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Jessie or I will keep an eye on that to get those. And we'll make sure to leave some time at the end to answer any questions live as they come. So just going to give a little bit of a quick overview of who Zenlist is, what the offering can be used for, and how this can help from an off-market perspective for your buyers, your sellers, and to grow your business. And then Jessie is going to demo the actual platform in action. Now, I know this is an awesome and wide audience, so wanted to give a little bit of context. You're going to see Zenlist used in a few different ways. One of the ways that we've become pretty well known is through a partnership with eXp. So we'll give a little bit of a highlight to how eXp is using the Zenlist platform. So if you're an eXp agent here today, feel free to reach out to us, your state broker, your team leader to learn more information. If you happen to be with a brokerage outside of eXp, reach out to Jessie or I, or reach out to the agent that brought you here. We'd love to get connected and help expand on a way that maybe your brokerage or your team or yourself could use Zenlist in a future way. So without any further ado, Jessie, if you want to share the screen, if you wouldn't mind, we can run through. So Zenlist is a platform designed to help your clients collaborate and share with you. We are not a public portal. We're not a Zillow. We're not a Redfin. We're not an Opendoor. We're not a Realtor.com. We are created by agent feedback and designed to work with you and your clients exclusively. So instead of having to worry about your clients searching all across the internet to find listings, you can be in control of the conversation, reinforce your value, and make sure the communication is directly back and forth. And your clients are getting an awesome high-tech mobile and web-based search platform that they can start finding their next property from the get-go. So Jessie, next slide for me. Now, one of the big questions that's been happening with everybody following the real estate industry, the NAR lawsuits, the idea of what's going to happen with buyer compensation, this idea of off-market properties and off-market inventory has become a lot of conversation in a lot of the sales meetings, brokerage conversations that I have. So one avenue, EXP explored the idea of creating a listing platform through Zenlist for all on and off market EXP listings across the US and Canada that's exclusively available for their agents using the Zenlist platform. So now EXP agents specifically can leverage being part of the largest real estate brokerage to selectively market their non-MLS listings. Now, what does that actually mean? So this offering in this form, we have all of the on and off market listing data in one central location for agents to be able to access. So whether you're an agent based in Florida and maybe you're curious about what EXP or what your brokerage is doing in another state, we're able to pull that listing information right into Zenlist so you can search real-time updates right from your phone, as well as office exclusives, which are the off market. So not on any MLS, not on any other listing site, only available on Zenlist. These are entered directly into the Zenlist platform and synced directly to all of the agents within the brokerage to be able to view and see at any time. And really what that is, every agent is doing this in some form or another. Maybe you happen to be in the kitchen at your office or maybe chatting back and forth and let somebody know that, hey, I have something coming up here. It's not on MLS, but this is what it's going to be. Zenlist has created a systematized version of sharing listings in a sales meeting or on Workplace or in a text thread or an email thread. We've created a very beautiful app that you're able to review everything in one place. And there's a few different ways that this can benefit your clients. One of our biggest pride points is that we want to be as flexible as the agent needs us to be. And I think for everybody, since we're involved in real estate, we know that flexibility should be a key mantra in everything that we do. So from a seller perspective, you'll be able to provide sellers with the choice to list as an exclusive. For buyers, think of how powerful that is as an agent to say, by working with me, you'll get access to inventory that you cannot find anywhere else outside of my direct relationship with you, because these are not going to be found on other search sites. And don't panic. One thing that we love to do is help train, coach, and work with agents. So we would provide and help reinforce with materials that you can use to talk with your clients about what the value is about working with an exclusive off-market inventory. Now, we love stories at Zenlist. So we want to hear from agents who are successful, how they're being creative and how they're using the platform. And these are just some of the ideas and situations that we've heard agents have been using Zenlist to list off-market properties, whether that's to pre-market your listing. Maybe it's not quite ready to go live on the MLS, but you'd like to build excitement and be able to share this listing inside of your brokerage with the other colleagues and agents. Maybe there's privacy concerns. Maybe it's a high net worth individual, or maybe it's somebody who doesn't necessarily want people coming into their house just yet. This is a great way to keep it quiet and keep it within the brokerage to see. Or price testing the market. We know that real estate is cyclical. We're coming up on a spring market, and maybe there's been some improvements. Maybe the client has a price in mind that you might disagree with. This is a great opportunity before you have to accrue any days on market to price test the listing within your brokerage. And a few other examples like distressed listings, new construction. Again, we want to be as flexible as we can with the offering to make sure that you're using it to the best of the ability for your clients. And for EXP specifically, EXP had some foresight in thinking that this would be a tool that's going to put their agents at a path to succeed. This is provided at no cost to EXP. Now, again, as this is one direction with EXP, we always have conversations with other brokerages who want to offer this platform and this product to their agents as well. So if there happens to be any leaders on the call, again, reach out to the agent that brought you or Jessie or I, and we'd be happy to give you some more information. And signing up, the best part is how easy it actually is. So you heard me mention earlier, it's a web-based as well as an app. So you can either go to zenlist.com or get started by downloading Zenlist on the App Store, whether that's Google or Apple. And for EXP, we've made it simple. You can sign up with Enterprise and select EXP as your MLS. Now, there is a disclaimer. We operate within the MLSs in certain markets, which is a great and powerful tool. So if you happen to be in a market that we don't support and you don't see your MLS there, have no fear. Reach out to us and we can explore adding that data and that information into Zenlist. What's nice about us is, as we are not a public portal, we're getting MLS data, the filters that you love, and the real-time updates that you would come to expect right on your phone to be able to access at any point in time. And now I'm going to hand it over to Jessie. We're going to hop into the platform so you can see everything in action and how easy it is to use. And if anybody has any questions during the demo, feel free to pop it into the chat, or we can answer it live as that happens.
Yeah, thanks. So I'm going to show you primarily what this all looks like on a desktop, but do keep in mind that everything's cross-compatible with our mobile app. So if we have time, depending on how on topic I stay, I could talk for hours about everything that Zenlist has and all the benefits it could bring you. So if we have time, I'll actually show you what our mobile app looks like, but just keep in mind that everything I'm showing you can be done in either place. You've got that cross-compatibility for both yourself and your clients. So when you go into Zenlist for the first time, you're going to be brought to a screen that looks something like this. We have our main navigation on the left. I've got some clients in here that I've added. You won't have any of those just yet if you've just signed up, but you can add those as you get started, as you start collaborating with more and more clients. And then you'll have these feeds that populate based on the searches that are saved for that client. So for instance, if I look at my client Richard here, he's looking in Maryland, I believe. Yeah, Maryland. I can see all of the properties that have been shared with Richard. I can see what he's interacted with. Richard and I are seeing the same sets of information. So he's not seeing the other agent's listing information. He's not going to be able to contact the listing agent. All of that goes through me because I've put my client in this safe environment to collaborate with me and me alone. My client can't be working with more than one agent at a time. So I've got that direct line of communication with them, and everything is mirrored between the two of us so that I know he's seeing the same information I am. We're seeing the same sets of search results. We're seeing the same notifications. It's that true collaboration that you have with your clients. You can see the activity that your clients are taking on specific listings. So as my client is searching, whether it's my MLS listings or whether it's my office exclusives, I can see exactly what they're looking at, what they're clicking into, what they're liking and disliking. And you can also connect co-buyers so you can see who's doing what in that account. So for instance, my clients Jess and Rory down here, those are two different co-buyers connected in the same feed. So there's actually 3 of us in this feed together that are all seeing the same search results. And when I look at their activity, I can see specifically who's done what. I can see that Jess looked at these properties, Tanya looked at these ones. I've got that insight so I can make those really valuable touch points with my clients along the way, and I can follow their journey. I have insight that I don't have in other public portals. Now, as far as the search goes, you have a really robust search capability. I'm currently looking at Atlanta, but we have those different MLS systems, and you've got all of those, like Nolan mentioned, beloved filters. If I open that filter list, I've got a complete list. And even if you're searching those office exclusives, you'll be able to search by as much information that the listing agent has entered. So if you're specifically looking for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath with 2 parking spots and a pool, you can add all of those filters just like you would anywhere else. You have a robust MLS quality search built into your Zenlist account, no matter which database of listings that you're searching for. You can search for various locations as well, like cities, towns, counties, zip codes, school zones, specific school districts if your clients need to stay in a specific high school. You have all of that here. I'm not familiar with Atlanta, but I know that Fulton County is one that we can add in here. I can add all of that. I can also search for various points of interest. If I want to look at a specific vicinity of a university or, my mother's house, I want to live within a certain mileage where my mom lives. I have all of that robust search capability here. And I can preview these properties as well. Just in the top right corner, there are various viewpoints. I can look at these in the tiles, which is what I prefer. It's got those pretty pictures. There's also a list view, which will give you a really consolidated kind of Excel sheet kind of view. And you can customize what you're seeing here as well, so that every column is specifically what you've told us you'd like to see when you look at these different search results. Now, when you click into a property, you'll have all of the listing information. Again, whether it's an MLS listing or an office exclusive, you'll be able to see all of the photos that the listing agent has entered. You'll be able to see the information that they've shared with us. I have that agent's contact information here. Now, this is an MLS listing. This isn't an exclusive. So it is set up on Showing Time, which we integrate with in the MLS markets that primarily use Showing Time. But if it's an exclusive, I'll be able to also see that person's contact information here. So I'll be able to contact that EXP agent in my network. I'll be able to contact that agent in my office directly through Zenlist by giving them a quick call. I can send them a direct chat message inside of Zenlist as well if they're active here. That way, all of the communication happens in the same place that we're currently looking at these properties. So I don't have to take that out of Zenlist and start that chat thread or start that thread of communication somewhere else. I can do it right where I'm already looking at that property, and I'll have the property information available to me as well. There are a ton of details and amenities, great mortgage calculator. You'll see properties that have sold or activated recently nearby, school information. All of that is here for you and your clients. And my clients can see everything I do. The only exception is they won't have this agent information. So again, they'll go through me if they need to request a showing with the agent, if they have questions. All of that comes to me because I've got that direct line of communication with my clients. That collaboration is built into the Zenlist app to help keep the client-agent relationship at the center of the buying and selling process. Now you can share properties a handful of different ways. So I can send this listing directly to a client of mine if they're working with me on Zenlist. So if this is a good fit for Richard, or maybe I want to be sure that Jess and Rory see that property, I can send them a direct chat message, include a note about why I'm sharing it with them, and they'll get a notification from the Zenlist app that I've shared that property. From there, they can review the details, respond, ask me what questions they have. We can have that conversation in the same place that we're searching. But if I don't have my clients on Zenlist just yet, I also have this public branded page. And this page here is going to allow me to share this listing outside of Zenlist. So this is where these office exclusives get really interesting because you can't publicly market those in most markets, in most areas. Those are against your local MLS or your board rules, but you can share this listing in a direct one-on-one communication with your clients. So I can take this link and I can text it to my clients and say, hey, this is exclusive to my office. What do you think? Or I can send it to them in a direct email. I can meet them where that communication I've already established with them is and share that outside of Zenlist. So if they don't want to, they don't have to download the app. I think your clients will. If they're anything like my husband, he got addicted to the process when he bought his house, and that was years ago. He's still on Zillow every day. So if he's anything like them, they'll want access. They'll want to join you on Zenlist to have that collaboration and have that access to search alongside you. But what this link will do, if I open it in an incognito tab, and let's say I share this listing with my client in a text message, it'll give me this really beautiful branded page that can show my client all of the information. So I can see the remarks, I can see all of the photos that have been entered by the listing agent. I have all of those same details and amenities here. And from here, my clients can text me back and let me know what they think. And then I can contact that agent in my office to see if that seller is accommodating showings at any time soon. Or they can click to sign up and request access to Zenlist, which means that's a lead you've just generated for yourself that's going to funnel directly into your Zenlist account where you can provide them access to this platform that nobody else can. You'll be able to provide them access to these listings that no one else in your area is going to have access to because it's exclusive to you, your brokerage, your office, or EXP in this example. So either way, you want to share that listing with your client, you've got lots of different options. And my clients, like I said, see all of the same sets of information. So they're going to see everything that I do. We'll be able to have that chat thread. And if I want to review all of that, just in my main navigation, I like to, it'll give you this little pop-up window, but I like to expand it, take over my whole screen because it'll give me more insight into exactly those conversations I've had with my clients in the past. I can see the properties they've looked at, the questions they've asked previously. I have that historic thread of everything here with my clients. And then I'll just pop that down, close it out, and I can go right back to my clients and go and interact with someone else if I need to. Now, if you have an exclusive that you're ready to enter, so let's say in my example, I'm an EXP agent, I have an office exclusive that I'm ready to share, but my client, they're going to wait until after the school year to list the property publicly. They've given me permission to share it amongst my office. So I'm going to enter it into Zenlist as an exclusive. I'll just come into my listings tab of my account, and I'll click to add a new listing in the top right corner up here. And this is going to prompt me through all of the steps needed to enter my listing into Zenlist. So it's going to ask me what type of listing I'm creating. Now I'm in a demo account, so all of this is just our test stuff internally. Jeff's one of our developers, but yours would say XYZ office exclusive. I'm going to choose Jeff for this example, and I'll click next. It's going to ask me for some basic information. There's not a ton of details required on these office exclusives. So I'll need the property type. I always choose residential, single family homes because it's the kind of house I live in, but you have all the different commercial options, leases, all of those. And you'll enter the address. I'll make sure that my pinpoint's in the right spot, but I can also grab that and drop it in a different location if I need to. I have a unit number, and then I'll click save. And what this does is it creates a draft for me. So just like my MLS system works, I have this draft status. I can add information to it as I get more details. I can work on this a little bit at a time until I'm ready to publish, or I can go through everything now and publish it right away. Now, there's a lot of information on this screen here. There's a lot of detail we can get into, but most of them are just optional. They're not all required. There's a handful that are required, and I'll show you all of them, but you can be as specific as you have information for. So one of the required fields is a status, and I'll say that this is a coming soon. Maybe it's coming onto my market soon. Maybe I have more information coming soon. That'll be the status of my listing as an office exclusive. I don't need photos if I don't have those just yet. I recommend something. Something is better than nothing, but it's not required if you don't have them yet. Just a snapshot of the exterior of the home. If you have old photos from the last MLS that you have permission to use, something's better than nothing, even if they're not professional, even if they're not curated and edited and virtually staged and they have all the bells and whistles. Give them something to look at, but it's not required if you need a little bit more time to gather those. I chose residential, so I'll need bedrooms and bathrooms. And then I'll also need public remarks. And this is what's going to be shown to both agents and clients. Now, it can be, again, as much as an edited and curated, description, or it can be as little as coming this summer. If I could spell that right, coming this summer. And then I have a ton of other fields. I don't need a list price if I don't have one yet. If my clients and I haven't decided, maybe I'm waiting on the final renos or I'm waiting on an appraisal, whatever that is. I don't have to enter that if I don't have one yet. If I haven't decided, I can leave that off. If I have any remarks that I want just broker to broker, I can leave those here, just agent to agent communication. And up at the very top of this page, actually, there's a search field that will let you find specifically what you're looking for. So using my example earlier, it's a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom with 2 parking spots and a pool. I can search for the word pool here, and it'll show me all of the optional fields that I can fill out so that I can be sure it says, yes, this property has a private pool. And I can do the same for parking. I can search for the word parking. It's going to show me all of the different options, and these are RESO standard. So I can say it's got 2 parking spots. And I can enter all of those details as I see fit. And it's saving my progress along the way. So if I need to step away, I just get a phone call, or I need to run out to a meeting or a showing, I can leave this and it'll remember everything we've done so far. But if I'm also ready to publish this, I can click to review in the bottom right, and it's going to verify we have everything we need. Now, the last required field that we haven't talked about yet is this expiration date. And what this expiration date does is it'll automatically expire your listing out of ZenList. So it'll update the status automatically, and we'll send you an email 24 hours before. So the day before your listing is set to expire, we'll send you a reminder. You can extend that time if you need more time. You can also bring it up if you decide to go on the market sooner. And there are 2 really good ways you can choose this expiration date. The first is if you never plan to go into your local MLS. So I'm listing as an office exclusive. My clients do not plan to go into it. They don't want it public. We're going to stay as an exclusive until it sells. I'll choose the date that my listing agreement expires. However, in my example earlier, my client plans to list after the school year finishes. So that'll be the date that I expire my listing as an exclusive. That way, when I publish or I activate my MLS listing, my ZenList exclusive listing expires out automatically. It takes one step out of the process, and then I don't have 2 active listings floating around in the Ethernet. I have just the one that is active at any given time. So this expiration date will choose, I don't know, it's May. School year ends in May sometimes. We'll choose May 15th as my expiration date. And when I get that green check mark, we'll click to publish. And that'll add my listing to the search tab we started on. It'll automatically notify anyone who has a search saved for that criteria, and any clients that have a search saved for that criteria as well. So all of the agents in my area that are looking for properties like mine will be notified. All of the clients in my area that'll be looking for areas in my looking for properties in my area will be notified automatically. And from there, the collaboration can happen really quickly because I can get that email notification, open it up on my phone, send that listing to a client within an hour. We can be contacting listing agent requesting an appointment. So it all happens in real time because that's how your clients move. That's how they work. That they're on their phone. They want that instant notification. And so it'll all happen in real time. And if you need to make any edits, you'll just come back to the My Listings tab. You'll have a line that's added here for your property, and you can make any changes you need to update that. Great. I'm almost done. I know I can gab. The last thing I want to show you is that if you're navigating through ZenList and you have any questions, you need some support, of course, Nolan and I are here to help. We're easy to find and track down. If you have questions, you can lean on us. We also have a superb support team. So just above your account page in the bottom left, there's a support button, which will let you chat with our support team. They've got about a minute response time. They're very fast. They're smart. I'm a little biased, but they are fantastic. So when you have questions, if it's anything urgent, that support button is going to be the fastest way you get a response from someone on our team. But of course, Nolan and I are here to help as well. Everyone from the ZenList team would be here to hear what you have, what your thoughts are, feedback, suggestions. This is a good place to send it as well. We take really good care of all of that. Great. With respect to everyone's time, I'll quickly show you what our mobile app looks like. But if there are any lingering questions, feel free to drop them in the chat and we can discuss. This normally takes me just a second.
You know, there was one question asked. I know that Nolan answered in the chat, but if somebody could kind of read that, it would be good just in case somebody who is watching the replay and might not be able to see the chat, so they get a chance to hear that, and just in case they're thinking that.
Yeah, happy to do that. And thanks for pointing that out, John. So there was a question in the chat, and I think this is probably a question that's on every agent and leader's mind. Since this is not affiliated with the MLS, our commission is going to be available on ZenList. So great question, sort of a two-part answer. So for MLS listings, as we all know, that was the recent decision with the NAR settlement that's still going through approval and is likely going to take effect in the summer. As the MLS co-broke information is still available, you will be able to see that in ZenList as it stands. For office exclusives, however, since those are not MLS listings, those are typically within the brokerage to be able to be shared. You, and I'm sure, Jessie, we can show that right here up on the screen. We do have the field specifically where those can be entered into the off-market listing for agents to be able to chat back and forth and be able to review. And then since I'm unmuted, I do see a question from Jim. What's a good script for buyers agents to use to secure a buyer using ZenList as a value add that other agents don't? So I think that's a fantastic question. You know, not to tell anybody how to run their meeting or anything. When you think about being a buyer, you are inundated with choice, and it's going to be the most expensive purchase that you'll ever make in your life in a very emotional time. And you want to be trusting of the person sitting across from you. Now, we all know that everybody is easily going to demonstrate their value into why they need to work with you. But what is very powerful about ZenList is that you can, within a few seconds, also follow through with those promises. So maybe you have a buyer sitting across from you who says, I'm looking for a 2-bedroom, 1-bath in, I think somebody had posted, in north of Atlanta. And maybe I want to find something within this price range. Jessie's on her phone, so maybe we're sitting across the table from each other and very quickly adding information and creating a search in real time. And from here, perfect. From here, can apply that search and right from your phone can invite that client you're sitting across from, add them to ZenList and have that client download the app and be greeted with a tailor-made custom search for them specifically. As a buyer and a person looking for houses myself, if an agent can demonstrate that value to me before we've even agreed to work together, I'm signing that buyer's agency agreement immediately so we can start this process and I can be in. And as Jim's typing, that's real-time information and it's value on the spot. And that's what you need to have in your tool belt because everybody's going to be looking for their competitive edge. And using a tool like ZenList, you'll be able to provide that immediately. Thanks for the live action demo, Jessie. That was perfect.
Yeah, so everything's available cross compatible. That was some really good questions that kind of helped demonstrate that. Everything can be done from the app on your phone. So Nolan said, you're sitting across the table, you meet someone at the grocery store, you can send off that quick invite. You don't have to set them up with a search if you don't have time for that just yet. You can also, up in the very top right corner, there's a little person icon where we can just invite that person right away. That'll send that invitation off so that they can create their account, and then they'll save their own search, which is actually pretty natural to clients these days. Most of the time I see agents will spend time setting up a really beautiful detailed search, and then the clients will come in and say like 2-bed, 2-bath under this price, save. And so it's not uncommon that they'll save a second search if you save one for them. It's not a huge ask because it's something that your clients are doing right now anyway. So you can invite them from the app on your phone, get them set up. Quick and easy, takes less than a minute. It'll send them a link to download our app. They can create their account, start working with you right away. And then you saw a little bit about that search tab. You have all of that capability, all of the same filter lists that we saw earlier. This is the same that my clients are seeing. The mobile app is curated for both of us to look and search together. And then in my account I showed you earlier, you can click to switch to listings across the top, which will take you to that My Listings tab we started on earlier. So again, if I'm sitting in the living room of my clients and they say, yeah, go ahead and list it as an exclusive, sign my listing agreement or whatever that looks like, I can enter the new listing in just a couple of minutes sitting in the home. I can snap the pictures, I can enter that property. I can also edit listings on the go. So if I need to quickly change the status on this property, or I need to update some photos, maybe we have a list price change, whatever that looks like, I can do that from the car. I can do it from my Uber. I can do it from my office. Anywhere I'm working, I have all of that. And then the very last thing I wanted to show you from the mobile app was all of the listing details. So if you click into a property, and maybe, like I said, I got this notification, I open it, it opens the Zenlist app. This is the page I get to, and I read it and I'm like, wow, this is a great fit for Susie. She needs to see this property right away. I have all of those same collaboration features. So I can send it to her in a chat message. If I don't have her on Zenlist just yet, I have that same external URL in that little, there's a little dot. Oh, look, here it is. Your client not on Zenlist yet, share this. It'll give me that link so I can copy it, text it to my clients, send it to them in that email. And I can also contact the listing agent. So everything we saw from our computer, you can take with you on the go, which is something that's such a struggle. You don't have to lug around your laptop. You don't have to lug around an iPad if that's not your style. You have everything you need directly from the app on your phone. Great. I will come back to some slides and then there's some more questions.
Nolan answered a question really great about the as far as listings, using it on the spot when you're trying to win a listing. You're sitting at the kitchen table trying to win a listing, and the benefits, the value add you had as being an agent who has access to Zenlist can be demonstrated right there on the spot. You know, success loves speed. Being able to just show it like, look, here's what I can do for you right here, and have you on the market right now before you're even ready to list, and start building up the anticipation for the property, and you know, build up that pent up buyer latent demand. I think it's great.
Yeah. Great. What other questions do we have?
Oh, how about this? Kelly Jackson had a question. Does Zenlist integrate with various CRMs? Then Nolan answered, but go ahead, Nolan, take it and expand on that.
Yeah, I love that question. So we love CRMs and we want to integrate. I like to think of Zenlist, if you're familiar with the client life cycle of a funnel, where you have the friends you haven't met yet to the clients who only buy from you. Zenlist is perfectly situated for that middle of the funnel to really be able to maintain those relationships and improve upon searching. From the top of the funnel, we want to integrate with any CRM that we can. Currently, we're fully built out for Follow Up Boss and Close, if anybody utilizes those CRMs. But we also have an integration available through Zapier, which fits most CRM APIs. So if there's any specific CRM, please let us know and we can explore getting a more built out integration. But one of the best things that we've just recently rolled out in the last couple of weeks is if you're a first time user to Zenlist, you're going to be given a series of pretty quick and easy questions. And the CRM integration is one that will pop up during your onboarding. So if you have a CRM, we want to get that set up for you before you're even live in Zenlist. So it's already built out and ready to go. So when a client interacts in Zenlist, that'll flow right into your CRM.
And Wise Agent. We also fully integrate with Wise Agent.
And Wise. Thank you, Jessie.
Yeah.
And Jim, I see KV Core is on there. That is on our short list to get integrated with as well.
Yeah.
What other questions do we have? We're talking with Nolan and Jessie from Zenlist, and they're talking about how to differentiate yourself in the marketplace, right? As agents, a lot of times we end up being a commodity. You know, they say, NAR says the average person knows 16 realtors by first name, 16 from their kids' school, from their church, from their work, right? Everybody seems to have a real estate license. So how do you differentiate yourself in the marketplace? I think this is a great tool for you to be able to say, hey, I'm not just sticking a sign in the yard like other agents. Here's what I have to offer that's different. And even though this is available to all agents, if you're the only one talking about it, that means you're the only one that has it, right? And so I think it's a way for you to attract buyers, especially as things are coming up as they change here in July. Hopefully all of you are practicing now with getting your buyer exclusive signed right now up front, but this is a great way to convince them to use you. You have something that no one else is talking about. And because of that, you know, everyone has access to the MLS, but you have access to off-market listings. And I think if you get really good at creating what's called your unique selling propositions, what do you have that makes you unique? And what I've taught people before is even if you have something that everybody else has, if you're the only one talking about it, in the client's eyes, you're the only one that has that to offer, right? So I think this is going to be a great tool for people. And Jessie did such a great job demoing how fast in live time you can show somebody sitting right there with them. You meet them for the first time for a Starbucks cup of coffee for that first, you know, buyer sit down and needs analysis. And you know you've got that document you need them to sign. You can sit there and show them value right on the spot. Here's something you haven't seen on Zillow, on Realtor.com, on all those out there. Here's some properties you haven't seen and I have access to them. You work with me, you're going to have access to them too, because I'm going to give you direct link into my app. I think it's awesome. Great stuff. Who's got another question? Kelly says she loves that we can keep our client communication in one place. Yes, right. Working them into the CRM. How about some other questions? I know some other people out there. Just know if the question you have is in your head, someone else has it too. They're just not brave enough to ask it. So get it out there. Let's hear it. Kelly, I see you unmuted. Go for it.
Yeah, the
Go
question
ahead.
that came to my mind was how can I leverage this for sell by owners, for example, because I think it could be a great tool.
Kelly, that is spoken like a veteran there. So guys, take it. Nolan or Jessie, how would you use this for FSBO prospecting?
It's a good question. So we've gotten that question a lot, which I love because it shows creativity. So as I told you earlier, we love stories. So I'll give you an example of how we heard a few agents are leveraging this, and it happened to parallel into FSBO. So they reached out to some former people. They reached out and they said, hey, you know what? I know a lot of people think that because they have a 3% or a 4% interest rate, there's no reason to ever sell their house now. But as we all know, business can't stop. So they wanted to come up with a creative way and thought, why not use Zenlist to do that? So they reached out to any of the clients that they'd worked with within the last 5 years and just asked them a simple question. Hey, what's the cash offer that somebody could bring you to get you to move? And somebody said, yeah, you know, if somebody brings me $800,000, great. And they said, hey, well, I have a tool that this doesn't have to go live. This doesn't have to be, you don't have to get inundated with calls from agents. I can keep this to an audience of the agents within my brokerage. And we can see if this is somebody, maybe somebody has a client that's going to be a good fit for that price point or wants that house for that price point. And come to find out, they said, great, that's perfect. Put it on a very secluded marketplace that no other agents could have access to outside of the brokerage. Started to get a lot of traction. They said, yeah, you know, I have a client that actually is looking for this neighborhood, brought an offer, and I have yet to hear the resolution of that. So I'll make sure to follow up with everybody to see how that goes. But that's how people are using Zenlist every day. And where the for sale by owner came into it, it was somebody who was reading all the headlines and all the testimonials that you don't need an agent anymore. You can just sell your house. Was saying, well, why would I do that? I'll just list it myself. That agent immediately was able to articulate their value, show them what they could do, was able to even remove that concept from their mind and secured a listing agreement and a listing appointment from there. So that's one example. And Jessie, I'm not sure if you've heard any others recently.
Yeah, I mean, that's the primary one is, you have this unique tool that'll help protect whatever those concerns are. Some of the concerns are, I don't want it public. Some of the concerns are, I don't want to open houses. I don't want people trudging through my house. I've heard a lot of different reasons why someone might choose to list as an exclusive, and all of the for sale by owner people, all of those clients fall into a lot of those same categories. They have some sort of concern that hasn't been addressed yet that you may be able to address for them by offering this unique solution, by having this network of listings, by having the marketplace, the database behind you. So yeah, I think they all boil down to addressing those concerns, giving the sellers the power of choosing how they list and how they share those properties with others. Yeah, and bring in your unique value to it, because it is, it is a unique value, and it's a good proposition.
So I've got a question for you, Jessie and Nolan. And so some of the old timers on here with me, we're not old timers, we're seasoned. We've been around doing real estate before the internet was around.
Yeah.
What's the training like to get up and running on this app and things like that? What do you say is for the ones who have this wisdom hair up here, been around a while? What's it take to get up and running?
Well, I think Jesse's about to pull our slide deck back up, but I can take that one. We love any and all seasons of experience. So I like to say, I think I'm a tech forward guy, but if I can figure out how to use Zenlist, anybody can use it. So we want to make sure that we're as hands-on as you need us. So Jessie already showed a little bit of our in-app chat support available for your clients as well as any agents where you have a question, type that into the chat, and within a minute, typically somebody's going to get back to you. But we also want to make sure that nobody goes through this alone. So in addition to our really, really simple onboarding through the app, we also welcome one-on-one onboardings where you'll sit with a real live person on our customer success team who will walk you through, train you on Zenlist, answer any specific questions that you have. And guess what? If you need further help after that, we'd love to sit with you again and walk through. So you can see here, we want to make sure that there's a lot of different information and ways to reach out to Zenlist, whether that's through our support emails, Jessie and I, or anybody else here on the team. And we also, for those that are a little bit more self-paced and want to figure things out on their own speed, we have a built-in library of training videos, marketing materials, and more for you to be able to access and use. So if you're somebody who loves to learn in a small local environment, we have that for you. If you're somebody who likes to learn at their own pace, we have that range for you as well.
Yeah, I think it's important that Zenlist isn't going to just like hang you out to dry, because change is hard. And whether you're tech savvy or you're not, whether, like you said, you're a veteran and you're seasoned or you're brand new, there's so much that's thrown at you. There's so much that you're sent and you're shared and you're pitched and all of these things. And Zenlist isn't here to just kind of get you to sign up and then leave you hanging. There is no silly question. There is no, you can't ask for too much help. I spent the first 3 years on the Zenlist team, building out the support team, the success team, training all of them. They're phenomenal. They'll take very good care of you and your clients. So you also don't have to wear that tech hat for them. If you need a little help understanding what question they're asking or what the real solution is, we're here to help. So, I think that's what really sets us apart in getting started. And the onboarding is that whatever we can do to help facilitate that, we're here for you. That's our goal.
I love the fact you say it's available for the clients too. So we don't have to we're learning it ourselves. We don't have to learn it for the clients also. You guys are going to help them. That's great. Go ahead, Nolan.
I was just going to say, yeah, we want to make you have enough on your plate. We don't want to add more to it. And might be a cheesy saying, but I like to say, if you spent most of your life driving a Toyota and you buy a Lamborghini, we're not just going to hand you the keys and not teach you how to drive it. We want to make sure that you know how to use it to the best of the ability. So we're there for you in any capacity that an agent or a client would need.
Some of the agents who may have gotten on late, guys, what's the cost for the agents to use this?
Great question. So from a brokerage offering, one example, eXp decided to provide this at no charge to their agents and worked with us on the corporate offering. Zenlist itself is actually accessible in a large amount of markets, which I believe Jessie may pull up our map For any agent that belongs, top of mind is FMLS in Atlanta or Stellar down in Orlando area, Tampa area in Florida. You can actually sign up for Zenlist on our starter freemium version at no cost for you today. But traditionally, plans for Zenlist range from anywhere from $39 to $99 for the top team leader brokerage owner platform. But we work with teams of all sizes to come up with some custom quotes. So you can see here on this map, we're in a large amount of markets from Barry's all the way to Austin, Stellar, SFAR in New York City, and adding more MLSs as we go each week. So if you don't happen to see your MLS listed here, worry not, we can reach out to you. And the best part of the Office exclusive platform is if you happen to be a brokerage or a broker owner and you don't see your MLS listed here, we can still work to build out an internal database with everything you've seen here today, using information to be able to keep you with that ability to access Zenlist if we may not service your market just yet. For any of those specific questions, you can reach out to support or sales@zenlist.com, and we'll put our information in the chat here as well for that contact information, and we can get some more specific offline questions going.
Nolan, Jessie, is the ultimate goal to have the entire US covered eventually?
I'd like to.
Beautiful.
I don't see why not.
Right.
I would say for us, we want to be something that is synonymous with the home search process for agents. There's too much choice out there for agents to access and more choices for clients to access. We want to keep it simple. Zenlist was started by clients of agents who their agent was on the MLS, they were on Zillow, their wives, their partners, their investors were on Redfin, and there was no cohesion. So we started with the idea of what clients are actually looking for and have scaled that to well over hundreds of thousands of clients using, and Jessie, keep me honest, I believe well north of 20,000 agents using Zenlist every day, just to be able to access and be able to collaborate with their clients in one place. So
beautiful. That's great. Anybody else's questions? These are great questions. Kelly Jackson had an awesome one, and I hope you guys wrote that down. That's gold that Kelly was offering there, how to prospect FSBOs using a tool that others don't have. That's good stuff. Anybody else questions before we let them get out of here? Jessie and Nolan get out of here. You can go ahead and raise your hand down there. You can unmute and ask your question, or you can put it in the chat box if you're afraid to speak up. While people are thinking of their questions, next week, I'm going to give a little preview for next week. We've got a mastermind panel who's going to be talking about their exact scripts and dialogues that they are using today to offset what's going to be happening with NAR, that's going to be happening with the NAR settlement in July. What we're recommending for all the agents, for everybody, is start practicing now. Start practicing now, figuring out what you're going to say so that when July gets here, you've already been doing it for 60, 90 days. Don't wait until then when it's too late, when the rubber hits the road, right? When you no longer have your get out of jail free card or your safety net. Go ahead and start practicing now, so you have it knocked out and you're like, ooh, that script didn't work with that person. That's okay. You don't need to sign it right now. We'll just go along while you still have clear cooperation. But you got a safety net right now. But it's going to be a great talk next week, Monday at noon, same time. Of course, we record them. But look, you're going to want to be on here live so that you can ask questions. Just like today, we had these great questions that are coming in. I want to let you know that we do record them. They're posted on our YouTube channel. And we also have a web page. And so our web page, I'm just going to share the screen right here so you can check it out. Our web page, oh, that's our Facebook page. Hang on for a second. Our web page is whygrowglobal.com. And then we have the events tab. And then on the events tab, what you'll see is you'll see what we have coming up for the next week, and you'll be able to go on there and see what we have. We also have a chance for you to suggest a topic. We know some of you agents out there have some type of expertise that you have, and you can suggest a topic, or maybe there's something in your business that you'd like to hear from other experts on. You can suggest a topic and we'll talk about them on here. We have everything listed on the webpage that you can take a look at. Here is our YouTube page, which you can see. This is where we put the recordings. You can see we already have 45 videos, and we also have a Facebook page. And of course, all of this is at no charge to any of you. All we ask is that you bring a friend. Bring a friend. The more people that we have on live that show up, the more different walks of life and experience levels we have, the more we all learn from each other. And, a rising tide floats all boats, and it's open to all agents, all brokers, all experience levels all across the country. And if we don't have any more questions, I want to thank Nolan and Jessie for jumping on here. Guys, anything you want to add before we jump off?
No, thank you all again for the opportunity to be chatting with y'all on a Monday. I'm hopeful we'll all get a chance to connect here in the future. If there are any other questions or anybody thinks of something tonight at 2 a.m., reach out to us. We may not get back to you till 7 a.m., but we'd love to be connected and answer those questions and look forward to a future conversation.
And so I see their contact information in here. For those of you who didn't want to write it down, there is a little 3 buttons at the bottom of the chat, little 3 dots at the bottom of the chat. You click that, and it'll have at the top a save chat. You can literally save the chat to your desktop, and it'll put everybody's contact information was in there, plus all the websites and links that are in there. It'll save it to your computer so that you have that. You don't have to write down. Or you're getting a ton of thanks, everybody. Lottie Jones. Melvin Burrell says thanks. Nolan Walker, great. Jessie, thanks. Lottie, beautiful. So thanks, guys, for jumping on. We appreciate this. Let's everybody take this, take Zenlist and blow our business up. Differentiate yourself in the marketplace. Turn yourself into somebody that has a unique selling proposition that makes you different from all the other agents that maybe people might know. You've got the inside information, and that's what people want. So thank you, everybody, for jumping on. We'll be on again next Monday. Everybody enjoy the eclipse today. Don't forget to wear your glasses. Don't burn your retinas out. You're going to need those to be able to go show homes. And everybody have a great one, and stay safe out there. We will see you all soon. John Herhold, great stuff. Sarah Buckley says thank you. Samantha Burnett says thank you. Great job, guys. Everybody have a great one. Next Monday, noon Eastern Standard Time, 9 o'clock Pacific. We'll see you. We're going to be talking about the NAR settlement. It's going to be great. We got superstar agents that are going to be giving you their exact script of what they're using. So you can take it, copy it, bring it to your marketplace. As we say, we're a smorgasbord. Take what you like, leave the rest. So thanks, everyone. Have a great one. We'll see all of you very soon.
Happy Monday.
Bye, everybody.